Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome back to my channel, King Stevon Tarot. And I am here to do a bonus reading for you guys as well. Leo was first in line, you guys came in second, and Gemini will be third. You guys were neck and neck with Leo, so you guys were almost first. You guys actually came in second by 2 views and 2 likes. Like, oh my goodness, it's crazy. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and shuffle your cards and get your bonus message out there. How have you guys been doing? Of course, everybody know on this channel, and if you don't know, for newcomers, I am a fellow Sagittarian. So sometimes the messages do resonate with me, whether I want them to or not. I really try not to bring my own energy to a reading because I really try to channel all of you guys' energy. But again, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this going, okay? Hmm. You guys see how now normally when I split the deck, I have no problem doing it evenly, but see how when I split it, it seemed like I only grabbed a little bit on this side and it was a lot more on this side. I feel like for some of you guys, you're in a situation that's uneven. You're I feel like you're giving this and the situation is giving this. It could be a person or a situation you're in. So, oh, and then look what's splitting it. Oh my goodness, the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, Mind you, the Nine of Swords is one up, one down from the 10, and one up from the 8, and all you need is the 8 to go in between that to complete the 7, 8, 9. Hmm, that was a little weird. But I feel like for some of you, you may be giving more to a situation than you're getting back. That could be a project, a person. Okay, that shuffle was screwed up. Okay, Spirit, is there any messages that you have for the sign of Sagittarius for February 2021? Spirit, is there any messages that you have for the sign of Sagittarius for February 2021? Spirit, is there any messages that you have for the sign of Sagittarius for February 2000? Oh, you got a jumper, 2021. Ooh, you have the Four of Wands in reverse, which is definitely Aries energy. So some of you may be messing with the Aries, or you may have Aries in your moon or your chart. Spirit, is there any more messages that you have for the sign of Sagittarius for February 2021? Jumpers. The One of Pentacles is your second card. You guys definitely got more than 3 cards. Spirit wants to get a message out there. You have the Six of Wands in reverse. Ooh, honey, didn't I just get finished talking about this damn Eight of Swords? What happened when I just shuffled with y'all? Y'all, in between, it was the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords. I said, all you need is the 8 to go in between here. And sure enough, didn't you just get the Eight of Swords, Sagittarius? If the Ten of Swords is this next card, honey, I'm gonna jump about this seat. Okay. Your next card is the Star card, upright. Okay. And your overall energy is the Four of Cups, upright. Okay. So, look like you're trying to find perfect balance between something. And this is how I interpret this card, okay? Um, The cup that's in her hand represents her craft. The cup that's on this back foot behind her represents her past. The cup that's on the back represents her rest and sleep. And the cup that's held in the air with her other arm is her spirituality. That's how I always look at this card. And if you look, she has a perfect balance. She's on her tippy toe. She has a perfect balance. But this can also speak of just making sure, by this being an upright, is letting you know to make sure you get rest, to make sure you get sleep. Okay, if this was in reverse, it would be stating that you're not doing that. But this is like when it's in upright, it's more of a warning. Make sure you get the proper rest and sleep because eventually that tippy toe will be a whole foot in the water. That foot you holding behind you, that pass, it'll creep back up on you because you can no longer hold it behind you. You know, your craft will start suffering, your back will start breaking, and this arm that you're holding up here, your spirituality will suffer, okay? So I feel like that this is a warning for some of you guys, but let's go ahead and get into your reading because, again, this is the overall energy. Um, and again, for a lot of you guys, if you smoke Mary J, please feel free to light up. If you do not, grab your wine or what have you. No judgment over here. Now, you guys are starting off with the Four of Wands in reverse. And again, this is Aries energy and has placement in Venus. In the upright, this can speak of ties, stability, completion. But in reverse, this more so speaks of, I believe, mistaken evaluations and stagnation. I feel like Sagittarius, when it comes to the heart, there have been a lot of mistaken evaluations, things that you may have thought you understood about the person, um, or maybe it's someone. For some of you may be currently talking to someone, but I feel like this is resonating or might resonate with more Sagittariuses that are single now that cut it off with someone. I feel like you've already cut it off with this person. I don't feel like this is somebody you're with, or this is for Sagittarius that's with somebody. If you are with this person, it may be a warning. We didn't finish the reading yet, so this may resonate with you as well. But so far, I'm feeling like for some of you, it's Sagittariuses that already kind of cut the person off. Um, there was a lot of mistaken evaluations. Also, you want to. This can also speak of negligence. Um, can also speak of negligence, but really mistaken evaluations and stagnation. Um, this situation has definitely brought stagnation, and I believe it's brought a little stagnation when it comes to your pentacles because your one of pentacles is next, but it's not in reverse. It's not a reverse. To me, the one of pentacle is the one of pentacle is more of the foundation. It's like to me, you see how, oh my goodness, sorry. You see how the roots are going to that pinnacle, and you see how those two flowers are starting to blossom. To me, the one of pentacle is when a person is trying to create a sturdy foundation when it comes to their pinnacles. The 10 of pentacles means you have reached, okay, your 10 of pentacle, and then of course once you become the king of pentacles, then that's a whole different ball game. That means that your manifestation powers are just limitless. um but you guys, it's created some type of stagnation when it came to your pinnacles, whether that's a project you're working on. I feel like for a lot of you, you're entrepreneurs, like myself. And it's crazy because I remember when I went through my situation, it kind of stagnated me a little bit. It didn't, And I kind of feel like some of you are going through the same thing. It's not completely stopping you, because you see, this is in the upright. It's not stopping you. It just slowed you down a bit. Um, Also, when you see the One of Pentacles, this is success, earnings, health, rarity, and excess. So again, you're going to have that success. You're going to have that abundance and that health. And I also think with this being in reverse, the Four of Wands, don't forget that in the upright, this more so speaks of ties, um, completion. So I think that the ties or whatever connection you guys felt like you had with that person is slowly coming to an end. And this is where your mistaken evaluations is coming from, because it's like, Dad, I thought this person really loved me. Excuse me. I thought this person really loved me, or I thought they meant it when they did this, or Dad, they was lying about this. So now you're starting to realize wherever you was evaluating things, it's like, wait, I was wrong about this, and I was wrong about this, and I was wrong about this, and I was wrong about that. And that's why it created this type of stagnation, because you're now coming into a place where it's like you're having your aha moment, but it's not like it's almost not like a happy aha moment. It's like a disappointed aha moment, like Dad. You know what I mean? And anytime you're disappointed, especially with love, this can slow you down when it comes to your career and your pinnacle, but it didn't stop you. Because again, that One of Pentacles speaks of success, earning, health. And you guys did what you had to do to make sure that your foundation was complete. Now, your next card is the Six of Wands in reverse. This is Leo's energy and has a placement in Jupiter. Now, in the upright, okay, this can more so speak of victory, openness, um, and waiting. But in reverse, this can speak of repression. Now, the thing about it is, in reverse, of course, if a card is in reverse, it means the opposite of when it's upright. You have no patience about something. It's something you're doing or investing in, or it's something that you're trying to make grow, and right now you're not having patience. And Spirit is telling me you need patience. You need patience. Um, and it's going to require patience. Remember, plants grow. Each day they've grown a little more than they were yesterday. I guess I'm saying that right. Um, if you stand, like for instance, if you stand and watch a plant, you're not going to see it grow if you stand there and watch it. Just like a boil, if you stare at a pot, like how they say, how do they say, when you stare at a pot it won't boil, or a boil, or if you a stare pot won't boil, like if you sit there and stare at a pot that you got on the stove and you waiting for the water to boil, it's never going to boil. But only when you walk away and come back, it's boiling. Okay, so again, I feel like you guys are not having patience with something, and it's going to require patience. Remember, this is your One of Pentacles. You're creating that foundation, Sagittarius. It's going to create patience, because when you're creating that foundation, you have to dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure your paperwork is in order. I'm feeling like for a lot of you, this is entrepreneurship. A lot of you are starting your own business, and it's going to require patience. It's also bringing a sense of repression. Um, and I just think it's because it's due to you not having no patience right now. But I am hearing that you guys need to have patience. Now, your next card is the Eight of Swords. This is Gemini's energy and has a placement in Jupiter, excuse me. In the upright, this can speak of meddling, censorship, concentration, frustration, um, and apparent calm. Okay, I feel like on the outside, people would never know that you're going through this. or that you've went through this when this was in the upright for you. People, I feel like for a lot of your plans too, you're keeping on a hush. Like you're appearing calm. You're not. You're keeping a lot of things to yourself. But I feel like there is people meddling. Um, I feel like maybe for some of you, some people maybe you haven't talked to in maybe months probably called and was like, "Hey, what you up to?" Da-da-da-da-da. I feel like for a lot of you, for social media, you stop posting a lot. Um, Whatever you're working on, you're keeping to yourself, but it's also causing a form of frustration because, again, with your Six of Wands being in reverse, Sagittarius, we have no patience. We want it right then and there. And this is going to require patience. And I think overall, what I've noticed, and even with me, I think one lesson that is being taught to Sagittarius from 2019 until now is patience. And each time we don't learn that lesson, we got to go through it over and over and over again. And for some reason, I feel like for some of us and for some of you guys, we are constantly going through this war of having patience. And we feel like we're having patience, but obviously the universe is saying, no, you've only waited 3 minutes. You know what I mean? The Eight of Swords can, I told you, can also speak of concentration. So I believe that you guys are really focusing on your One of Pentacles, creating that foundation. It's just you guys need to have patience. But you also have people that's meddling. Also, this can represent censorship. So for some of you, you will have people that will come in and they will try to help. Spirit is saying, let them help. Um, with this being in the upright, it's good censorship. It's not nobody trying to steer you wrong. Or for some of you, you may seek censorship as far as a business advisor. Just bring in professional help. But it's going to require patience. I just keep hearing patience, 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 patience. That's all I keep hearing. Um, your next card is a major arcana, and that came upright, and that's the star card, okay? And this is Aquarius energy. This can speak of action, hope. This can also speak of placement, reconciling, um, sacralization, uncertainty, and also waste. If this was in reverse, I feel like you would feel like maybe all this is a waste. I think that with this being in the upright, this is just a reflection of now that you've brought in this business advisor or this censorship, you kind of realize where you might have wasted time and money. And it's okay because it's all a part of doing business. It's all a part of growing as an entrepreneur. And it's for the professional to come in and show you where you might have been making mistakes because we grow from our mistakes. So I think you realizing the waste is a good thing. It's not, now if this was in reverse, then it would mean that you're wasting your time here. To me, if this was in reverse, this would just be a waste of time. Um, but with this being in an upright, it's like you were just made to realize, dag, I really was wasting time here. I should have been did this, or I should have been brought them in here. Um, Also, you want to ask yourself, where must I direct my energy? So I think that now that you have your censorship or your help, if you will, you know, you now have a new perspective on, okay, where am I going to direct my energies? Because again, the star card means, baby, it's no coincidence that the star card came out after this, which also speaks of censorship. That means you are going to be a star, Sagittarius. You are going to be a star for what you do. You're going to be known and famous for what you do. I just think that you're going to reflect and be like, Dad, why didn't I should have been did this. Like, I think that that's what it is. I think that when that censorship come in, that business advisor, that help come in, you're going to be like, I should have been did this. Why was I even wasting my time? You know, now don't get me wrong, you wasn't wasting your time establishing this because establishing this one of pinnacle is what got you here. This is in the upright, it's not in reverse. But you're gonna realize you wasted your time with certain people. Now also with the pinnacle being in the upright, it's also making you reflect on dag, you know, I also wasted time with investments, and by this being in the upright, it's positive investments. It's something in small business management. We have what we call um, um, a a positive risk. Okay, and you're just going to realize all the positive risks you took, but how they also was a waste of time, because if you'd have been did this, you would have been here. Okay. Um, and again, there's no surprise because your overall energy was the Four of Cups with the perfect balance between your spirituality, your craft, your sleep, and your past. You have well put the past behind you. But again, to me, this is more of a warning of make sure you get the proper rest, Sagittarius. Make sure you are healing, okay? Um, because again, she wouldn't be able to maintain this perfect balance if her her body, mind, and soul was not healed. Okay, so I feel like with this, again, you starting off with the Four of Wands in reverse is letting me know those ties and that passion that you had with that person um, is now breaking, or it can even be a situation that you had ties to is now breaking, and you know you've invested, you did what you had to do, you brought in the help that you need, and for some of you the help will find you. Spirit is saying take it. That will make you that star, and it will make you reflect on, oh my goodness, I should have been did this. But it's going to bring you into that perfect balance. This was your overall energy. Okay, now when you see the Four of Cups, this is Cancer's energy and has a placement in the moon. This brings stability, equilibrium, harmony. Okay, now remember I told you about that rest, that cup that's on her back. Now this can also speak of stagnation and fatigue, but don't forget that this is in the upright. Okay, when this is in the upright, this is more so speaking of a warning to make sure you get your rest so you are not fatigued and it does not make you stagnant, okay? Because again, that tippy toe will be a flat foot in the water, the foot behind her will fall, your back will break, that hand in the air will come down, and then eventually it will affect your craft, which is the cup in her hand, okay? So you don't want to do that. You want to remain the star, okay? Sagittarius, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for the views and the likes. Again, this is another reason why I did this bonus reading for you guys, because next to Leo, you guys have really been showing a lot of love, and I really do appreciate it. I will more than likely see you guys on another bonus reading because you guys have really just been blowing it out of the park. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.